Okay, here we go. Almost there. Now that you have developed your thesis, found your evidence, written your intro and your body paragraphs, it's time to wrap up this essay and write the conclusion. Just like the intro, the conclusion should have some distinct parts to it as well. You need to identify any opinions you've made. To make your conclusion have a feeling of closure, you can try to answer the question, so what, or what next? You can also connect to the lead, if possible. The heart of the conclusion paragraph is the culmination of your main idea. Here, I make the point that the chief's downfall was caused by watching his father beaten by the Combine. Now that he helps McMurphy fight the Combine, he can get on with his life. Now develop the lead for the conclusion. It's like the lead for your intro. It just brings the reader in, clues them into a change in the paper, prepares them for the end. I could have connected to my intro by mentioning Luke Skywalker and King Arthur like I did in the first few sentences of the essay. But I went another direction and started with a Papa quote that connects to McMurphy and the Chief. Here's my finished conclusion. The Chief once remembered that Papa says if you don't watch it, people will force you one way or the other into doing what they think you should do, or into just being mule stubborn and doing the opposite out of spite. In some ways, both the Chief and McMurphy fall into this trap. However, the Chief finally escapes the ward and gets on with his life, something he hasn't been able to do since his father was beaten by the Combine. Only by getting a second chance through McMurphy can the Chief come to grips with the world. Where the Chief once stood by helplessly and watched his father fail, he now stands against the Combine like a man beside McMurphy, his father figure. Now write down any questions that you have about conclusions so that you can ask me later. Remember, conclusions are like clothes in a store. You can try one on and then try something else if it doesn't fit. Find the one that fits the best for your essay. Remember, you're writing something that someone, like me, will actually be reading, perhaps late at night after reading 20 other papers on the same topic. Make sure it's easy to read, the sentences flow together, and it makes sense. Don't turn me into that sleeping guy. Don't forget to proofread. Try reading it out loud. If it sounds awkward or confusing, then trust your ear and revise. For this particular essay about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the Works Cited page really isn't a problem because you only have one source. But for other types of essays, don't forget to include a properly formatted Works Cited page. So, now you know the basics of writing a good book analysis. Now you can experiment and go beyond the basics. Fly free, little birds!